You know, sometimes I really wonder what our life would be like and our world in general would be like if we lived in an actual real world musical. Hey, what's going on, guys? You already know it's your boy Mikey Savage 21, bringing you another movie review. And today we're going to be looking at the 2016/2017 film La La Land, which was directed by Damien Chazelle and starred Emma Stone as Mia and Ryan Gosling as Sebastian. Now, as the story goes, this is a story about Mia, who is an all-star barista and an inspiring actress, who meets up this man named Sebastian, played by Ryan Gosling, who is a struggle jazz piano player, I should say. And eventually they end up meeting each other and end up falling in love. And then we follow through sequences of them falling in love, of them becoming more and more in tune with each other and how they push each other. And then eventually that all comes to a head towards the end of the film. What I really liked about this film was not only did the songs and the music and the composition of all the music really complement the scenes of the film, I really liked how we concentrated on Mia and Sebastian in this story. It was clearly about Mia and Sebastian. This was clearly a love story set behind a musical, and a very powerful and effective musical behind that. Damien Chazelle deserves all the awards he should get for this film. He did a fantastic job of directing this film. Again, I felt like the music really complemented each and every single scene that had music in it. And again, I think we can all relate to these characters because we have all fallen in love at that one point, and we have all done crazy and weird things because we have fallen in love. And then, of course, we also know that our friends and sometimes our even better halves, when we're in relationships, can push us to do things that we know that we want to do, and we're moved by what they can do. So, yes, I absolutely applaud this film. It was a great film, and it was a perfect homage to different films that came before it. One of the best examples I can think of is Singing in the Rain. But even when you really get past the music background of this film has so much to offer. This film is such a delight, and I recommend anybody that has the opportunity to go see this film, do not sleep on this film. Go see this film. There's a reason that it has been nominated for Best Picture of 2016, and I think it rightfully deserves it. Again, there are other films like Moana, Hidden Figures, maybe Arrival, and a few others that I think that deserve that spot as well. But this film just perfectly encompasses everything about musicals, and it just encompasses everything about a romantic film. And I love how it doesn't have a stereotypical ending, kind of like with Why Him, how it didn't have a stereotypical ending. This one didn't have a stereotypical ending as well. And I love what it did because it auto paid tribute to having like different flashback sequences from different other films as well. And this film, again, was a perfect homage to early musical films as well as films from back in the late 80s and late 70s as well when they were released. And I think if this film would have been in black and white, I still would have enjoyed the film just as much as I did. Now, when it comes to things that I didn't like, there really wasn't anything in here that I didn't like. I felt like every single character had their moment to shine. Every single character here was used effectively. Again, I know a lot of people will complain that John Legend was a main part of the movie, but I feel like he was here to serve the purpose of being a somewhat foil to Sebastian's character, but he was mainly here for music. Same thing, a lot of people complain about J.K. Simmons. He was just here to be the big, bad, grumpy boss, which I am perfectly fine with that. I thought everybody that was involved in this film served their purpose very well. I have literally no complaints about this movie. It's kind of like with Moana. I don't think I had any complaints with that film either. So I could definitely see how this could get the Oscar nomination for being Best Picture of 2016. I agree with it wholeheartedly. I thought the film was, again, an absolute delight. And if you are on the cusp of thinking about maybe going to see this and not going to see it, I definitely recommend you check it out. And I will say that it seems like a lot more people are paying attention to this film because of the Oscar buzz, because that theater was packed out watching La La Land. It was a little bit more packed out, and I went and saw Resident Evil opening weekend, and it was more packed out than that film. And certainly Resident Evil has its film fans as well. But it's so refreshing to see that other people like musicals as well. And I remember, this is just my little bit of experience. I was leaving out of the theater, or getting ready to leave out of the theater, and I remember there was this like group of couples, and they was just sitting there. They were discussing about the film and going a little bit more in depth and breaking it down, and how They thought the ending was going to be this, and then it turned out to be this. And they just talked about it so passionately. And I love to see people who are passionate about films like this because, again, like Ryan Gosling mentions in this film, music is a dying genre, especially jazz, and being lost to this world. So as far as the score goes to this film, I'm going to give this a perfect 10 out of a 10. Definitely deserves all the Oscar nominations and all the Oscar buzz it's getting. Go see this movie. Find a way to watch it. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. This was a fantastic film. But thank you again, as always, for tuning into this video. I hope you all have a blessed day, and make sure you stay tuned because I have another movie review coming up later on today as well. Peace out, y'all.